Hi guys, welcome back to Sleeve Saturday. You know, the rock band Stryper just do not get the respect they deserve from some quarters of the rock and metal community. Their material since that debut record, The Yellow and Black Attack in 1983, has been consistently of a high standard, and the quality has rarely dipped. This doesn't come across to me like a band who are in it for the fame or the money. No, it's for the love of crafting fantastic rock and metal music. There just doesn't seem to be any sign of an overly inflated ego here. Because of all this, I'm adding Stryper to my Induct series, a collection of videos I make for bands who have been ridiculously snubbed by the snobs over at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My little part in pleading a band's case for induction. Now remember, criteria for induction is 25 years after the band's first record, so by that calculation, Stryper have been eligible since 2008. Take that in, guys. A band with a pedigree like this have been ready for 14 years and still don't get the nod. It's a scandal. Now look, I don't pretend to be a Stryper expert, but I do know good rock and metal when I hear it. For the past 2 years, I've sat on shows with my pals over on Lee's Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews channel, and I've listened to those guys who are hardcore fans wax lyrical about Stryper. Those guys know what they're talking about when it comes to the band and metal in general. At this point, I'm a quote-unquote convert to their music myself. Just this week I read an article in which frontman Michael Sweet himself addressed the topic. Sweet said, "Well, it does cross my mind, but whenever it does, it always feels a little self-centred and, I don't know, it makes me feel a little off. Like, man, I shouldn't be thinking that. Egotistical, big-headed, whatever catchphrase you want to put to that. It makes me feel like, who are we to think that way? Because there's so many other great bands who have yet to be inducted." But at the same time, there is something to be said for the longevity, there is something to be said for how many albums we've put out, and the fact I really think a lot of people would agree that we're putting out our best music lately in recent years, and beating the odds. We're the band that many people have laughed and mocked at and said, haha, those guys will never do that, and we've done it. So we've kind of beaten the odds and won many battles, and I think for that reason alone, maybe we will get inducted into the Rock Hall, justifiably so, but I doubt it will ever happen, at least while I'm alive on Earth. That'd be amazing to see, I tell you. If that day ever came, I think you'd have half the world partying about it and the other half of the world probably protesting. Michael Sweet has to be one of the most humble rock stars I've ever heard. He knows his own and the band's worth, but he also looks internally and dismisses his own desire for recognition. Look, the elephant in the room here is that Stryper are a Christian metal band, and that doesn't sit well with some folks, whether it's from an ideology standpoint or snobby metal fans who think they are too good for Stryper. Yes, the lyrics spread a Christian message, but as Lee has said many times, you don't have to take the lyrics literally. You can apply them to your own life and lived-in experience. I'm not overly religious myself, but at the same time, I find Stryper's music extremely accessible. I can't be alone in thinking this. As an out-and-out Christian band, Stryper achieved multi-platinum success in the mainstream with their classic album To Hell with the Devil in 1986. This proves the casual fan will accept whatever you're selling them if the music and the product is good enough. And man, is Stryper's music good enough. After a 10-year hiatus from 1993 to 2003, the band haven't sat on the laurels of their 80s heyday. They're making the best music of their careers lately. I'd strongly recommend you catch Iridium's track-by-track breakdowns of their latest album, The Final Battle, which is an absolute belter, my personal favourite being Till Death Do Us Part. Guys, I've complained before that in the Rock Hall's eyes, some bands are too corporate for induction, some bands are too poppy for induction, and now Stryper are too Christian for induction. I mean, make up your mind, this is madness. It's time for the Rock Hall to get their act together and induct Stryper already. I'm curious though guys, what are your thoughts? Are you a Stryper fan? Sure, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.